Hello, today's video is going to be a review of the new-ish Bobbi Brown Long Wear Cream Stick Shadows. What are they called? No, Long Wear Cream Shadow Sticks. And I went on a bit of a mad phase and I bought, out of 8 or 7, I bought 6. I'm not proud. But I'm also not sorry because they're pretty darn good. So let's get on with the review, shall we? So I picked up the colours Golden Pink, Vanilla, Shadow, Violet Plum, Bark and Forest. And I really like them. They're sort of a really nice texture. They're sort of, I thought they were going to be quite draggy, as in dragging across the lid when I applied them, but they are actually really sort of smooth. I used Golden Pink, sorry, the other day as a base for all that glitters, and I didn't even blend it out with a brush or my finger. I literally put it across the lid, the entire lid, and then I put all the glitters on top, and it looked pretty darn amazing, to be honest. So they're just really smooth to apply, I find. Some of them are more matte than others, as in, you know, like some of them don't have any shimmer in, so they are a little bit not as easy to work with as other ones that have this sort of shimmer or metallic finish to. So I'm not saying that they're all perfectly smooth and perfectly wonderful and you don't have to work hard at all, because I've never found any products like that, but they are nice to work with, definitely. So I'm going to sort of talk about each one and you'll be seeing swatches for each one if my editing skills are up to par anyway. So I'll start with Golden Pink, and it is just beautiful. It really is lovely. It's got a lot of gold in it and it's sort of that light pink, so to put it underneath the colours like all the glitters and maybe Naked Lunch and Expensive Pink, shades that do have a hint of gold in, it really accentuates that colour, and really does bring them to life. And it's really easy to, you could just pop this in your bag and sort of be on your way. I put a Urban Decay primer underneath every single look I do, even if I use a MAC paint pot, even if I use a shadow stick, even if I use whatever. Every single day I will apply my Urban Decay primer potion first, just to have that little bit added extra insurance to the back of any look. So I haven't had any creasing with these. It may be different for you, especially if you don't use the primer potion, especially if you don't, whatever else you'd like to do. But like I said, for me, I haven't had any creasing except like if I've worn it for like, I don't know, 10 hours maybe, which is fine for me because after getting Craig up in the morning, I don't get ready until 12 o'clock some days, as in do my makeup and things. So 10 hours for me is lovely because then I'm going to bed. So that's the first one. It is just really beautiful. The second one is called Shadow, and it's a lovely sort of grey, but it's got that purpley colour to it, and I found this works really nicely with Copperplate. And I put Shadow on the upper lash line and I blended it with a 217 to sort of fade it up into the lid, and then I did the same with Copperplate. I took Copperplate and put it heavy on the lash line and then sort of made a gradient of it through, and oh my god, it was beautiful. So that is a lovely one as well. Nice because it's not too dramatic, because it's that sort of grey purpley colour rather than black, which I can't wear. So the next one along is Bark, and this is a gorgeous chocolatey deep dark brown, and again it is also nice because it's not that black sort of colour. It's not going to look as harsh on me. Yes, it looks a little bit harsh, but some days that's how you want to look. Again, it's that sort of matte finish, so it's a little bit more tricky to work with, but it's still so soft and so creamy. And again, I really like this sort of worn on the upper lash line and then a gradient effect. And although they are quite big, sort of the end of them, you can still use them as a liner if you're careful and you take your time. I have used them as a liner. You can get it quite close if you're careful. So if you've got time on your hands like I usually do, it's a good idea to do that. Next one along is Violet Plum, and I was a bit worried with this one that it was going to be similar to the Laura Mercier Amethyst shadow stick, but it's less, it's still got that sheen of sort of metallic to it, but it's not got that glitter. And I love the Laura Mercier Amethyst, as you probably know if you've seen any of my other videos, but it has got that glitter to it, so people, if they don't like glitter, they're obviously not going to buy it. This is that sort of other end of the spectrum of it. It's got enough of a finish to be sort of metallic-y, but it's not got that glitter to it, and it's beautiful. The next one along is Vanilla, and this is lovely. It's sort of, it is a matte, which I found a bit strange with the colour, because I thought that would look really gorgeous if it had a bit of shimmer running through it, or a bit of bit more metallic to it or something, but this one I find is good as a base colour. It sort of works well under your lighter colours that just need a little bit of a kick. I don't always want to put a shimmery paint pot under something like Naked Lunch. I want more just sort of a naked base with a bit of a oomph to it, and Painterly doesn't always do that, so this sort of comes in handy for then. And it sort of helps me as well because it sort of covers up any veins that show through on my eyelid. So yeah, that's just a good general base one for sort of your lighter colours. And again, it's that matte sort of finish, but it's still, if you grab something like a 217, easily blendable, no worries at all. And the last one that I picked up was a bit out of the blue for me because I don't wear colours that much, but I am trying, and it was Forest. And it's that lovely green colour, and it's just beautiful. I don't own anything like this, but I am so glad that I bought it. It's just lovely. I think it would look really nice. I haven't tried it on the lower lash line. If you wear sort of something sort of nudie on the top, or something that doesn't cause too much of a commotion, and just wore something like Forest on the lower lash line, I think that would just really create a nice sort of pop of colour without being too much, because obviously I fear that. I fear wearing like green eyeshadow and then everyone's being like, oh, she's wearing green eyeshadow. Whereas if you wear a little bit of colour sort of in your lash line, whether it's top or bottom, it's a little bit more acceptable, and you sort of don't feel like people are like, oh, she's wearing green, oh my god. But it is just that just beautiful green colour, and it is like a forest green. So yeah, so at the moment, if I had to choose, I think my two favourites at the moment are Shadow and Golden Pink. I don't know why, they just are, and considering they're both sort of opposite ends of the spectrum, Golden Pink is quite sort of shimmery and metallic, and Shadow is more on the matte side of things. I was quite surprised that those two are the ones that I've been reaching for more than any of the others. I really like them as bases. I haven't really tried to wear all of them obviously as solid just colours on their own, but I definitely think I could get away with it with something like Golden Pink, or maybe Vanilla, but just with something that does really need a lot of help. Sometimes I find on me, I'm quite pale, so Naked Lunch doesn't always show up too well, so if I put a little bit of vanilla on the lid and blend it out quite well, and then a little bit of like Naked Lunch something, or Shroom, it can work as that good solid base without looking like a base. With regards to wear time, like I said, it lasts usually about 10 hours on me, but what I've noticed is if you apply one and then wipe it off, it comes off fairly easily, but if you let it set, it takes quite a lot of muscle and makeup remover to get it off, which is a good thing. So that's a good side of it as well. Once it's actually on your lid and dried, it's not really going anywhere until you actually put some sort of makeup removing product on it, and then you can get it off. But if you try to get a swatch off your hand or something with a wet wipe, a couple of minutes after you've put it on there, it puts you in a tricky position. You're going to have to reach for some eye makeup remover. That baby wipe is not going to cut it. I've just really enjoyed them. I just have. I did a shriek when I realised that they're £20 each, and I bought as many as I did. But since using them, I've grown to love them, and I am reaching for them quite regularly. So I am glad that I pushed myself a little bit and invested in them, because I am enjoying using them. I think, I can't remember the other colours, but I know one of the other colours is definitely blue, but I won't be getting that, I don't think. I have got a couple of blue eyeliners that I've got in like kits with Urban Decay, which I don't really use, so I knew there's no point buying that. I tried to buy colours that I know I will wear, and with like the green and the purple, they're sort of still in my comfort zone a little, and I can use them in certain ways that I know I will use them. So yeah, I mean, it's usual Bobbi Brown packaging, nice and sleek looking. Usually I really like that it's just a twist up and a twist down. You get quite a lot of product for your money. I like that you have the colours on the ends as well. I find that quite a good idea. If I've got my Muji storage, so I lay them with that facing outwards, so I can see without even opening the drawer which one they are. So I like that that's been put on the ends of them. So that's about it. If you like using these kinds of cream based products as your bases, I think these would be ideal for you. I haven't come into any problems with them, so I can't really say I like them, but so that's a good thing, really. Yeah. I do recommend them. Just maybe buy one and then try it and then see what I'm talking about, and then maybe decide if you want any others. You don't have to go out and buy 6, because apparently that's what crazy people do. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. I've enjoyed filming it because it's nice to talk about things that you get something good out of and something that you've been enjoying, rather than, oh yeah, this one's a bit rubbish and the pigmentation's rubbish. It's always nice to talk about positive things. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope it's helped you. If you've got any questions, leave it below. And I hope you're all taking care of yourselves, and I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.